Hey everybody, it's Dr. Langdon, and I'm sorry it's been a while since I made a video. Lots has been happening, and I have been very concerned about the state of affairs in the world these days and didn't want to come across as too frustrated. So just in case you're wondering, I have some evidence-based, data-driven, real-life science for you. And it's great news. MMR, it doesn't cause autism. Vaccines, they don't cause SIDS. We have data, we have facts, we have proof. And I want you guys to understand it's not just that we have science and data on our side, the people who love vaccines. It's because we love babies. And I get so confused when people who also say they love babies encourage vaccine hesitancy online and in real life. It doesn't make any sense to me. I have more good news, you guys. You may have been concerned, and I've heard multiple patients who are on SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, concerned about if they're going to still be available. And I certainly hope so, because no one is using these drugs as drugs of abuse or drugs of addiction. They are using these drugs to treat a medical condition, because mental health is just health. And if people who need this very safe and effective category of medicines do not have access to them, how pro-life is that of you for them not to have a life at all? I don't think that that's a logical conclusion, because people who need to be treated for their medical condition of depression are at very high risk for ending their own lives. So if you were pro-life, you would want to help them to get counseling and scientific medical treatment to treat their conditions. You see, I told you I was a little frustrated. So guys, there's ongoing outbreak of measles in West Texas, in a county that has an extremely notably low vaccination rate. Shocker. Here's the thing. The MMR vaccine is incredibly effective, greater than 97% effective when you've had the 12-month dose and the 4 to 5-year-old dose, the double dose. When you haven't had any, it's not effective. When you have no herd immunity, it's very selfish, and people who don't have an immune system are then susceptible. Measles is extraordinarily contagious. It is so contagious, in fact, that it's what we compare everything else to in their level of contagiousness. 90% of people exposed to measles are going to catch the measles if they have not already had the vaccine or the disease. That is an incredible number. You can catch the measles just because somebody else with the measles was in the room. You don't even have to have person-to-person contact. Measles is a nightmare of an infection, you guys. It's no good. You don't want it. So there are even some recommendations out. If you have to travel internationally and your baby is between 6 to not quite 12 months, because we give the first dose at 12 months for it to count, you're still supposed to go ahead and get that vaccine if you're traveling internationally, or if you're going to be right in an area of the outbreak, like in that western part of the state of Texas. Also, if you're traveling internationally and your baby's had the first dose at 12 months and it's not quite old enough to get that 4-year-old, and you can get anywhere between 4 to 5 years old. If they're not old enough for that, we would say go ahead and get a booster before you have to do international travel or travel to an area of an outbreak. And we would still do the routine dosing, but that would just be an extra booster to give some help and protection against this very scary virus called measles. And some people have said, you're trying to scare us with the diseases. Oh, I can't make my decisions on fear. Well, then think about what the anti-vaxxers are trying to push on you. Their agenda that they're shoving down your throat. It is that there's scary, bad, dangerous things in the vaccines. Oh yeah, the things like already treated tiny little antigens so you don't get the whole infection that trigger your own natural immune system to make antibodies and protect you from a very natural but deadly disease. We're not making up the statistics. Look at how many kids died of measles. It's all over the world. I don't understand. I can't. So I may even need to take a little bit of break because I get so frustrated dealing with some of the stuff that's going on these days. So stay strong, keep believing in science. Please get your children completely vaccinated, especially right now against the measles, because it's all over the place. Never even mind rubella. In the MMR vaccine, it also contains rubella. Guess what rubella protects against? Congenital rubella syndrome. So if you were pro-life and wanted to protect babies in utero, you would want everybody to be vaccinated against rubella. Does that make sense? You see why I'm so confused about some people's stance on vaccines. Very illogical and contradictory. I don't know if that helped you guys at all tonight, but at least you'll know the condition of the brains of many pediatricians and many of the friends that I have in public health, biomedical research, and pediatrics, immunology, microbiology, and just all the same people. We're all on the same page about vaccines. So I know it's a confusing time out there, but keep listening to the people who are telling you science and evidence and data. Thanks.